and we're all connected in that way. And I want to share who we are. My name's Allie, and I had stage 1 breast cancer, and I've been cancer-free since last summer.
I'm Catherine. I had stage 3 breast cancer, diagnosed in 2007 and diagnosed again in 2008. And after around 3 rounds of chemo, 33 days of radiation, I've been cancer-free since then.
I'm Susan, and I was diagnosed with stage 0 breast cancer in 2016. And for a while, I almost was embarrassed to say I had cancer because it was stage 0, but I had a lumpectomy, and at that time, they weren't checking the margins after the surgery. And I didn't have clear margins, so the week later I had to go through a surgery again.
Wow.
And that was very disturbing. It hadn't spread, so I had 30 days of radiation, no chemo. And then I was on tamoxifen for 5 years. And just this past year, that's why I'm wearing my cap today, is I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in mid-February. And I'm now in remission, which is like, yay.
Got to ring the bell.
I got to ring the bell, and it's been a very humbling experience for me. And it's not one that I have to say I'm glad I went through, but I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned how wonderful friends are at this time, and family for support.
Yes.
So I was looking at statistics today, and as of right now, 2025, 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their life. So that's roughly 12%. That's a lot. I mean, just think about that. And one of the things that we've been talking about is, it's very easy to want to talk about who didn't show up or people did wrong. People get clumsy. But want to focus on, like, what do you do when someone in your life has cancer? How do you respond to it? How do you react to it? What can you do if it's a coworker, it's a friend? Like, how do you show up for someone? Because it's very awkward. Mm-hmm. And so I had found a lump, and I'm embarrassed to admit this. I sat on it for, 4 months, maybe 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. I don't have cancer. It's something else. I'm going to go about my life. I'll check it when it's convenient for me. And I went in for my mammogram, which ladies do every year, especially after 40.
Mammogram.
Heck yeah. And I believe most insurances cover it. It should be free after 40. I do it every year. I went to, I think, Solace mammography, which, by the way, I highly recommend. And I remember the lady behind the counter. I can't remember her name, but I very much remember what she looked like. And I went in for my mammogram, and they did all this stuff, and they immediately send, a technician in. And there was something about the way she sat down and talked to me. She couldn't tell me I had cancer, but I knew. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, what isn't she saying? I have cancer. And my husband is waiting in the waiting room, and I come out of the room. They're scheduling my biopsy, and the whole time I'm just shaking, but I'm like, don't talk to anybody. If I look at my husband, I'm gonna break down. I'm trying to be strong. And I'm just sitting there, and my body is just rebelling against me, and I got tears coming down my face, and I'm just like, don't say anything. I'm fine. And the lady behind the counter, she just got up and she gave me a Kleenex, and she walked back, and she just gave me my dignity. She didn't say anything, but she knew. Mm-hmm. She knew. Mm-hmm. And before anybody said anything, that's the moment I knew I had cancer. And I set my appointment and everything. And then the minute we got out of that building, I just remember collapsing in the car and shaking and crying. And I told my husband, I said, I have cancer. I know I have cancer. And I went back for my mammogram just a couple months ago, excuse me. And that same woman was there, and I walked over to her and I said, you were here a couple of years ago, weren't you? She goes, yeah. And I said, I remember you. I said, I remember you the moment I found out I knew I had cancer, and you were there. And I just want to say I appreciate you, because in one of the scariest moments in my life, I remembered her face, and she goes, I think I remember you too. I don't know if she really did or not, but it was one of those moments where it's just like, she saw me, she gave me my dignity, and that was my first moment of how I wanted to be treated in my cancer journey. Mm-hmm. And that is something I wanted to ask all of you. It's like, what stands out to you? Was it a coworker, a friend, or just people that just seem to kind of know what you needed in that moment? And I want to open up that dialogue, because I'm hoping somebody that watches this video, they're going to deal with one of these 1 in 8 women that develops breast cancer or any other kind of cancer. They might get an idea of how to respond.
One of the things that I thought about knowing we were going to have this discussion is the phrase, it's okay to.
Yeah.
And I'd like for everyone to be able to use those, it's okay to. And one thing that, and I don't remember who said it, but it was powerful, it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was okay to say no to friends who wanted to come over.
Yeah.
Because they love you and they care about you. Mm-hmm. But there are times with chemo that you're just so exhausted, and
right.
The fatigue happens. And I didn't learn to say no very well. and I'm still working on that part. But that was important to me, to know it was okay if I had to say no and explain why. Mm-hmm. And people understand.
What about you?
Oh, well, my journey, it was almost, when I was first diagnosed, was unbelievable. It was like somebody hit me, literally, because I remember I slumped against the wall when my doctor told me. It was hard because there is a history in our family of cancer. I don't know if it's not hereditary, it might be environmental, but anyway, there's a history of cancer. And I was so concerned, again, how we think about everybody else.
Yes.
About telling my mom. I couldn't tell her, I couldn't find the words. I didn't know how to do it on the phone, because I'm here in Phoenix, she was in Louisiana. So I got called one of my sisters and asked her to tell Mama that I had breast cancer. And she lived in Houston, so she drove to Lake Charles and told Mom, and Mom called me right away. And Mom was here before my first chemo treatment was scheduled. She came, as any of us that have moms or, children or close relatives would be. But I found, other than my husband, who is just outstanding, wonderful, he scoured Tempe grocery stores because my taste buds changed, and I developed a taste for fruit cocktail.
With the little maraschino cherries.
Lord Jesus. And they stopped selling it.
Oh my God.
But it was Del Monte and another brand.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Libby.
I was hooked on Libby. And he couldn't find it, and so he bought Del Monte, and I was like, what the shit? I was like, it don't taste the same. I didn't want it. So he scoured the valley and found me some Libby.
Oh.
Felix is a good man.
Really?
Or Dole or...
Yeah, one of them. He found it. But my husband was one of my biggest supporters still. He was my godson. But that's another story. Because often we don't talk about what we need,
Yeah.
what we want, what we want people to do for us in this journey. And I was lucky enough to be working with a wonderful group of people at what is now Banner Desert Hospital. I worked the 3 to 11 shift. And if any of you are watching this, please know I could not have gotten through my radiation and chemo without you guys.
Good.
And I did the radiation. I was blessed enough I did not get ill. I ate a 3-course meal with chemo dripping in my veins.
That's amazing.
My first chemo. My mother said, "Are you going to eat that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm hungry." So I was blessed. I did not get nauseous at all.
That's a blessing.
The radiation I scheduled to do just before I went to work on my 3 to 11 shift. And the first couple of times, go do my radiation treatment, go to work, But as time went on, I got so tired.
Get tired.
And I can't explain to you guys that haven't been through radiation, chemo, the bone crunching tiredness. But this group of people I worked with, and I'll call out 2 names because I can remember it right now. I still have chemo brain, y'all.
That's a real thing.
We called him Special Ed. He's a surgical tech. Bobby Brand New. And if you're watching this, please tell everybody else. I just can't remember everybody's name, but I remember your names.
That's nice.
Which represent the entire crew. These people took such good care of me. I'm not saying my caseload was lighter, but they knew what I was going through. One night when I was taking my lunch break, I couldn't even sit up to eat. I lay down on the sofa. I said, "Don't let me sleep past my lunch break." They covered me up, got me a pillow, came and woke me up. They took very good care of me because that's what I needed. And because it was in the medical field, they had a greater understanding of what I was going through. My sisters. I have a twin sister, and we were coming up on our birthday, and unbeknownst to me, which I knew she was coming, and my sister, they used to call me sensitive, but as we've gotten older, yes, Carolyn, you can be very sensitive. I got dressed to go to the airport, and my mother was saying, "Why are you getting so dressed up?" And I said, "Because Carolyn's picking me up, and I didn't think I looked bad, but I knew I dropped weight, and I just don't want her to be upset." Again, I'm thinking of her. Not how long it took me to get dressed, put on the makeup and the wig and all that. But what they did, they all got together, Carolyn, Pam, Brad, Harold. They all got together and surprised me for my birthday. I thought it was just Carolyn coming, but I ended up going to the airport, I think at least twice that night to pick up Carolyn. Brad scared me to death because he walked up behind me. And Mary, my baby sister, who was also battling breast cancer at the time, she came in. So they really shored me up in the way that they knew how, because they all came from Colorado, Denver, Texas, were from all over. So, and my girlfriend, Linda Guillory, came when I didn't know I needed her. I came in from work dragging. And I opened the door and I was like, "Oh my God, Felix cooked. Oh my God, this smells good in here." And which Felix cooks, he's a good cook. Yes, you are, honey. He's a good cook. And I walked in, and the way the furniture was, we had a big speaker and a big lamp on it. And I said, "Honey, you cooked." And when I looked in the pot, I was like, he don't normally cook, I think it was chicken or pork chops or steaks or something. And it was Linda. I didn't see her when I walked in.
Aww.
And she said, "Hey, babe." and I lost it. I lost it completely.
Yeah.
That was the second time I was diagnosed.
Yeah.
But anyway, our friends and loved ones, they kind of know what we need, but sometimes are hesitant to give it, because I really believe, even though they love us, want us with us, they have an inner fear. Cancer is scary.
It is a very scary word.
It's a scary word. Its connotations are just endless.
Yeah.
You know. So they give us what they think we need when we need it, and if it's too much, we say, okay. Like when they surprised me for my birthday, I said, I'm gonna go lay down now because I was so tired. And I find out later, my husband said they were saying, is she all right? And Catherine, okay? He said, she's tired. She's tired. She's going through chemo. So I would say, if you have a friend, a loved one, mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever, going through this diagnosis, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, which I'm just learning about, there are certain things that we all need. We need rest, we need food, and we need love. And companionship.
Yes.
So, I used to drive to Vegas to see my girlfriend who died from inflammatory breast cancer. And I went up there just to wash her feet and give her a pedicure.
That's a friend.
Because that's something she did, and I know she hadn't done it. And because we were good friends, I didn't have to ask her. I just surprised her, you know. But the little things. Do you need something?
It is. It's the little things. It's the little things that people don't understand that mean so much.
Just the little things. You want? I'll come and make you a pot of coffee, or I'll send you some box lunches over. What do you want? Or if you don't want to see anybody, that's fine. Just offer, because sometimes we don't know how to ask.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to share a story
please.
that I had finished my chemo. I had 6 rounds, 3 rounds every 3 weeks. And Allie and Catherine and I met for coffee, and I didn't know Catherine
That was
very
so
well.
fun.
It was very nice. And they were really
It's
sweet.
coffee that turned into breakfast, turned into lunch.
Yes.
And the question was, and this is very helpful. The question was, what do you need? Or maybe it started with, are you eating? And I kind of
We clearly saw that you were
Yeah.
not.
Right.
And I said, well, not as good as my daughter was when she was with me at chemo. She served me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I ate, but on my own. And these ladies brought me over many meals.
Okay, wait. I just brought you a meal. This one brought you
stop it.
meals. Put me to shame.
I did
I
not.
still have one of your packs left. But
I didn't know they were doing that. I would have bought you some meals too, Susan.
Thank you. But it was a lifesaver. And,
Aw.
It's the little
and
things.
it was so appreciated.
But you know, the thing is, because I will say, all you hear, you showed up for me, because I got cancer after all of you had your bout with breast cancer. This woman who I lived across the street from for 20 years, I think I shared maybe 3 words with. You're now like one of my best friends,
I was always
and
gone.
breast cancer brought us together. My college professor, who I got this amazing gift. I'm going to show it in a picture in this video. You never know you need it until you get a lumpectomy, and it's the coolest little thing, and you sent that to me. You knew to come up and talk to me. There's a sisterhood, but it's people that have not gone through cancer, and they get stumped. And I mean, all of us can say we all have wonderful family. I have a wonderful husband behind the camera there, wonderful family that showed up, and I appreciate it. But it's like these little gestures that people do, and I don't think they realize how impactful they are.
Right.
The big things, showing up and driving across, and all those are amazing things, but sometimes it's these little things that people don't understand how impactful they are. I was a teacher for a long time, and I decided that I was going to be very vocal about having breast cancer because I wanted to control my narrative. I didn't want people talking about it and go, how's Allie doing? I'm like, no, I'm right here. I control my narrative. This is my body. I get to choose what information gets put out there. So I was very open about it, and I was surprised when I went back to school. You get a mixed bag. You get people that avoid talking about it, and it's like right there, but nobody wants to say anything. And then you have people that are very open with talking about it. And that was weird for me.
It's the elephant in the room.
It's the elephant in the room. And when we're going through cancer, maybe it's just me, but that's like the only thing that's on your brain at that moment.
Well,
Everything revolves around you. Just it's that cancer. What
affects,
bubble you're in?
It affects so much. It affects every aspect of your life.
Everything you do.
I mean, it affects your marriage, your parenting, your job, how you drive, what you think, the pictures you like, what you watch on TV, what you eat.
Right?
Am I gonna sleep? Do I want those? I mean, it just goes.
Your whole life. It's that. It's
and
that.
It affects your relationship with God.
Yes.
Because now it's smack dab. Your mentality is like.
You're looking at it.
I almost said something crazy, but your mentality
Please
is saying, okay, I'm staring you in the face. What we gonna do?
And castor oil is not gonna fix
And
it.
castor oil.
I'm bringing you a bottle.
But it's like, okay, so I was writing down like little things that meant something to me. Because I did not go through what you all did. I did not do chemo. I did go through radiation, and nobody tells you how to like chemo. I always saw the movies and the television shows. It's gonna make you throw up. You're gonna lose your hair. All that. Nobody tells you about radiation, and it's that tired that you. And I did not take time off school, so I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me, and I just felt like just every day you just feel like a little more drained. I had teachers that would cover the end of the day for me so I could get to my radiation appointment. That was like so great. I didn't even have to ask for it. They just like, can I do this for you? I had one of the women who runs the cafeteria. Every day when I would take my kids through, she would ask me, where are you at in your treatment and all of this, and not in a way that was like pitying me or anything. It was conversation. And I loved that because I feel like I couldn't talk about it because I was trying to spare everyone else's feelings because they were uncomfortable with it. But it's always on my brain. No matter what I was doing, there was always cancer. And so when someone just conversationally says, where are you at in your treatment? How's it going? I found myself feeling so relieved because I could talk about it, and this person was not shocked by it. I didn't have to appease their feelings. They made me feel like I was seen.
It's an acknowledgement.
It was acknowledgement of what I was going through, and when you can't talk about things, they seem a lot scarier and darker in your head. And when you can talk about them, it just alleviates a little bit. And that was one of the kindest things. And I have to say this because I know she's going to be watching this. One of my very best friends, for every day of radiation, she got those little takeout Chinese food boxes, and she put a little trinket in for every day I had radiation, so that it's like an advent calendar of radiation. So every day when I come home, I could open a little gift. And sometimes it's like, peanut M&Ms or something like that. But it was just those little things, they added the little sprinkles to your life. When everything just seemed kind of dark and dreary and like you got a gray cloud over you, those things would just make you feel like a normal person in that moment. And that, for me, was powerful. I think it's important to keep the communication open.
And also realize our first priority is us. And even though we may avoid, like you said, you don't want to bring it up because you don't know how you want to spare people's feelings.
Right.
Our first priority is us. It's
getting through this,
physically, emotionally, spiritually, we are our first priority.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have a hard time understanding that. It's not that we don't love you. It's not that we don't like you as friends. It's not that we don't like you as neighbors. But I'm coming first.
We're a little.
I was going to say, actually, this might be something that you might give to someone who's just been newly diagnosed, because I like organization, and this way I could keep track of. If I had to print out directions to get to
It
places.
is color
Look
coded.
at that.
She was my college professor. She.
So math
Wow.
and
She said all
treatments,
that.
what kind
That
of
is
questions I
amazing.
had for my my doctors. But it was really helpful to have in any kind of I just put all the stuff here that
Do
I
you
need.
feel like that kind of helped having a focus?
Yeah.
That is so nice.
And there have been times afterwards that, they would say, well, when did you have cancer? And I'm like, oh, I think it was this, or what kind of cancer?
Yeah.
And it was like, it's always back here. And so I know it's there. And so
Wow.
giving someone a notebook and with dividers.
Oh, I
and,
love that.
Yeah.
You know, like all of you ladies taught me how to be a friend of someone who's diagnosed with cancer. And you did. You all showed up for me and you showed me that's what you're supposed to do. And so if you're watching this and you get a cancer diagnosis, reach out to people that have dealt with cancer, because we are the best ones to help you navigate it. And that's what this is about.
Check on the caregivers, the husbands,
Yes.
the daughters,
Yeah.
the children.
Yeah.
Because they're going, they're going through it too. So we talked
That's
about people bringing like the sprinkles into your life. So I'm a baker. So, so now I know that we're dealing with all forms of cancer, but October we focus on breast cancer because that's the first diagnosis we all had. And so I'm like, I want to get back. This is something that's very close, near and dear to all of our hearts. So I came up with some little, look at you. Oh, wait, Catherine.
I'm holding it up for the camera.
Oh, she's like doing the Vanna
Wait,
White
wait,
thing. I
wait.
see. Okay, all right.
Wait.
So I have some breast cancer awareness cupcakes and macarons, and we'll get a close up. But there's the little pink ribbon on them, and so I named them. So the macaron. Okay, we're gonna do the. She's modeling the cupcakes. Those are called Berry Hopeful.
Very hopeful.
Cupcakes.
We get it.
And the macarons are Get Your Pink On macarons.
All right. I like that.
I make them with either raspberry or strawberry. And I did some research, like what would be the best foundation. So for every dozen cupcakes and macarons that we sell from now until the end of October, $5 will go to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And I'll put this website up. But they are the highest rated breast cancer organization in the US. And here's what I loved. 90% of every dollar goes to research.
Wonderful.
And yeah, because all of us have had this at different times throughout the years, and the research is improving. It's getting better. They're detecting things earlier, and let's get our fight on. Let's get our fight on. And
Fight like a girl.
and order the food.
Yeah.
All right, here's to surviving cancer.
Surviving.
Here's to surviving cancer.
All right, wait a minute. Before anybody goes into it, you have to have one. You have to eat.
Oh, okay. So take
Right.
a cupcake macaron, take both,
Which one
take
you want?
whatever.
Allie really can pay.
Yeah.
Did I pay you to say that?
She didn't pay me.
I do with white wine.
These are
Cheers,
delicious.
ladies.
These are
Cheers,
good.
ladies. Here's to surviving.